Perfect Moments, Part 2. This state of worry, often constant worry, paired with control, parentheses planning, guiding, scheming, etc., is referred to by many terms. One, a religious term, may be, quote, acts of the flesh. We keep ourselves alive by our efforts, hence, if we want to eat, we must work. Parentheses, trust funds and generous family members notwithstanding. We can sit around all day thinking pleasing law of attracting thoughts, but this isn't necessarily going to put bread on our table. So we need to make the effort. But making the effort, being active, is not the same in and of itself as struggling and straining. We can work hard out of fear, but we can also work hard out of inspiration and love. And love is more sustainable than fear, because fear eventually corrodes us from the inside and wears us down. You can only force yourself to do something you don't want to do for so long. Like the dieter who, in a moment of weakness, because the person has been continually denying oneself, binges. Opposed to the notion of struggle or works of the flesh is, quote, grace, or, quote, anointing, or, quote, blessing, or, quote, love. We have a choice. We can see the world as struggle and dog-eat-dog, I better grab mine and all that I can, or we can see the universe as more friendly and loving and having a place for us all. Let me explain. Even in the Bible, and I'm paraphrasing because I haven't looked up the exact verse or verses, I'm not a Bible expert or scholar, it indicates, I believe, that God looks after each creature and each blade of grass, and that they grow and fulfill their function without struggle or toil. This is very significant. There is a force in us and outside of us, parentheses, that is accessible to us but larger than us as well, which can guide us. You can call it intuition, you can call it grace. We each have a sense of what we could do, what we are capable of doing, and what we should do. It is said that this is a, quote, still, small voice, and as such relatively easy to ignore. When we are scared or angry or any of a number of other negative emotional states, we are distanced from this inner guidance, this inner wisdom, if you will. How do you know that it is a wisdom? This is a little difficult to describe. We all have done what we thought was right at one time and later come to regret it for one reason or another. Despite this, there is something inside of us that is both like a calculator and emotional GPS. Parentheses, the famous channel entity Abraham Hicks refers to this as an emotional guidance system. Let's look at these two aspects, parentheses, and there may be well be more, one at a time. The calculator aspect. There is something inside of us that weighs, measures, and sorts all the information that we have, much of which at times may be subconscious or even unconscious. Pretty neat. This is clearly well below the sole functioning of the conscious mind. Organization is somehow given to us, parentheses, or perhaps we are organizing below consciousness, I'm not sure. We've all heard the exercise of taking a piece of paper, drawing a line down the center, and listing all the pluses on one side, all the minuses on the other. This is like that, but on steroids. There's this calculator ability, or call it a computer ability if you wish, that allows us to process all the information available to us, even that which we are not consciously aware of, and integrate and personalize it in a way that leads not only to solutions, but personal wisdom. Not too bad. Emotional GPS. Our emotions are our life guide. I don't know if that is what they are there for. Perhaps it is, but it is a significant purpose that they serve. We're meant to be joyful. I know that may sound crazy in a world that can seem highly stressful or harsh, but all good things flow to us, all success, when we are happier and loving. Why shouldn't it be so? Perhaps that is a part of the meaning behind the saying, the rich get richer and the poor get poor.